there was a time in my life when I was growing up where I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I didn't want to do the stuff that all the people around me, the grown-ups around me, were talking about, because they were complaining about having to work 2 jobs, having to work overtime, not getting paid enough, taxes, bills, la 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 la. And it just, I didn't want to be like that. I didn't want to do that. So I kind of stayed away from people that would ask me questions. What do you want to do? What do you do? So when you don't know what you want to do, and you don't know what you like, and you don't know what you want, it can be very confusing. And if we're not making any effort to figure that out, or not making any decisions on what we want to do, because we don't know what to do. How do you make a decision on what to do when you don't know what you like, So the thoughts keep going, and you just want to chill out, and you have to go to this shitty job, and these thoughts are chattering in your head, and you're tired of it, and you don't want to hang out with your friends because you feel like, they don't have time to deal with your stuff. You feel like a burden to them because you're always complaining about stuff, and you don't have life figured out. And so you stick to yourself, and you stay in the silence of your room, and you can't stand to be there. You're bored. You need to go find something to distract yourself from being bored and in your thoughts. So one of your buddies one day says, "Hey, dude, you just need to chill. Dude, it'll be all right. You'll figure it out. Let's go have some drinks, and here, try some of this." And next thing you know, you had such a good time. You didn't even think about your troubles anymore, and you're like, wow, that worked really well. So the next week comes up, weekend, and you decide, hey, let's do that again. And even your body and your mind says, yo, dude, that worked pretty well. That was a good coping skill. Let's do that. So we do it again. And before you know it, it's the weekday, it's Monday morning, you got to go to your job, and, you figure, well, I'll just use a little bit of that stuff to alter my mood, so I can at least enjoy going to work. I can at least tolerate my job. So now you're doing it every single day, and you've created a new problem, and the chattering starts to come back. The chattering, it doesn't work as effectively anymore, and the chattering comes back. So now you've got the chattering and the depression, and you've got the addiction on top of that. And it has to be answered just to get up and function and be normal. If you've ever had this experience, then you probably understand what I'm talking about. When we frame it like this, here's where it's going to change. You'll understand a little bit better. In each of us, in each and every single one of us, there's a child. When we grew up, that child was like, that was the chattering in the mind. When we're procrastinating, all that stuff, that chattering was telling you, it was trying to warn you that it's not all bad. It was telling you need to do something. We need to figure this out. We're confused in here. I don't know what to do. And we need to figure it out. We need to ease our animal body, our mind. We need to make decisions and have a plan. Because when you don't have a plan, you don't know what to do. And when you don't know what you want, you don't know how to make the plan. So there's a little child inside of us. The person that you were at the time that you started to use that new coping skill, drinking and doing something to alter your mood and shut that brain off, that chattering, was gagged, tied up, and shoved into a closet, and you said, here, take some of this. And you started feeding it this drug or this substance. And that's what you did to yourself. You drugged the child inside of you. And the child's been calling to you all these years, and you've just been ignoring yourself. You treated yourself horrible. We did this to ourselves. I can't imagine that anybody else has treated me as bad as I've treated myself. So the point of this story is we can either practice mindfulness or we can practice forgetfulness. And I'm going to tell you this. Forgetfulness ain't the way. Save yourself a lot of problems and issues, and just sit down with yourself and look inside. Because you can search for the answers. You can move to go find yourself. But we've got to learn to be in silence and learn how to be alone with ourselves in an empty room with nothing to do. And turn ourselves inward, our focus inward. And just sit and be with ourselves. And not avoid the chattering, to listen to it. See what it's trying to tell you. And go from there. One thing that helps me is to write down things in a book, a journal. There are many methods of this. But it's very cool when you go look back a year later and you go, or 2 years later, and you go, oh my God, look how much I've changed. Look how much I've grown. I care about you. I care about me more. But as I learn how to deal with my own things, I plan to share them here. And that's what my channel is about. I hope you have a good day. I'm not editing this thing a damn bit. I'm just putting it out into the world. Have a good day. Take care of yourself. Be mindful. Don't run from your thoughts. Don't numb yourself. Pay attention to yourself. And eventually things will change.